Hello, I'm Julie Zangenberg. Thank you so much for watching Film News and subscribe right here.
Okay, Julie Zangenberg, it's great to see you. How are you doing today?
Good, thank you. Very good, because I'm in London, which I love.
Great stuff. Congratulations on Heartless. It's a fantastic show. Were you enjoying the role?
Oh yeah, very much so. It's been a very tough thing to shoot because it was very small budget and very short time, but the role and the crew, everything was amazing. And obviously it's funny to get the chance as an actress to do a role that is very complex, as Sophie, the character I'm playing, is.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a supernatural thriller set in an elite Danish boarding school. You play a sexy vampire twin. Were you immediately sold on the script?
At first I was actually presented to the idea more than a script, and I love that. I love that, you know, we have this, you say sexy vampire, but it's also, I think the character is very real actually, and I feel like the way she is sexy is because she's very tough and she's very strong and stuff like that. But it isn't like a cliche where she's in her underwear all the time. Like, she wears baggy jeans and a sweater, but because she's cool, that makes her sexy. And I think that the first script I read had kind of problems with that, because I felt it became too much cliche, and I was like, we don't need that. It's going to be cool, you know. We have these beautiful people in a boarding school, some in their uniforms, and we have a lesbian thing, and you know, it's going to be hot as well, but we need something else as well. We need a good story and we need complex characters, and that was added on more during the process. So I wasn't sold at first with the script, but after the changes were made, I was.
Right, I mean, yeah, it's got everything in it. Love, sin, passion, intrigue, identity, revenge.
Yeah.
I mean, so the script as it stands now, how much has it changed?
Completely.
During the process?
Completely. It went from, not completely obviously, but the tone it had changed. It became more serious, and it became more like aware of, we have all these great family dramas, we have jealousy, we have trouble about finding out who you are, stuff like that. We have a lot of interesting elements. We don't need to push sex into every scene. So I think it developed to become a very interesting script.
Yeah, no, superb. I mean, you must be happy with the show's reception as well. What is it about the genre that keeps people coming back?
Well, I think Heartless is a mix, because I think we all a lot of people like supernatural and different timepieces and things from, you know, if it's Vikings, you know, going back to that time, or Renaissance movies or stuff like that. You know, people like the escape of going to something that challenge the imagination, but at the same time I think that Heartless is really realistic, that you kind of see these people that are not, you know, superheroes. You know, you see that the good girl has some bad in her and do wrong things, and you see the villain have a heart and kind of like changing and wanting to be better and good. And that's the same in people, you know, we have light and dark sides in us, and that's what makes us people. So I think, you know, we want the escape, which the supernatural element is, but we still want something real that we can connect to, and Heartless has that too. But I'm very grateful for the reception it's getting, and I'm very not surprised, but I think we all are surprised that it's going so well, and especially in foreign countries as it is. You know, I'm getting letters from Poland or Canada or Australia or the UK, and that's amazing.
Absolutely, and I mean, you give a great performance as Sophie.
Thank you.
When you were cast, did you already have a strong idea as how you wanted to portray her and play the role?
Yeah, I think I did. I think as an actor, I'm very, I get my instinct kicks in, and I get an idea of how she is. And if I don't get that feeling, you know, the role isn't for me. I got that straight away about Sophie. I kind of felt like that she wasn't just what she looked like. You know, she wasn't just all bad. That she kind of made a choice from what life, you know, the hand that life dealt her.
Yeah.
And I felt that made her interesting, and so I had an idea right away. But of course, it was a lot of work because, you know, how do you play a person who has to suck the life out of others to survive and kind of still try to make it realistic? It's obviously a challenge.
I mean, how much did you take from your real life?
Well, I think, well, no, in that sense, not so much. But I think as Sophie, I took, I think I can also be a little tough sometimes.
Yeah, no, I can see that. And your character's not too dissimilar.
No, yeah, exactly. And I think that I've always worked a lot, and I come from a family where it's much about, you know, you're never the victim. You take what life gives you and you turn it around and put it into something positive for you. And that side I kind of course maxed out, because I'm human too, and I crack, and sometimes I'm not so strong all the time. But I obviously took that in myself and kind of put it to an extreme. My kind of side where I shut something off in myself to get the job done.
Yeah. I mean, it's a young cast for a young audience. How did everyone get on behind the scenes? And any fights?
No fights actually. No fights. I think the fights were more like with the production, because, you know, you had a production team that had these ambitions to make this series, but also didn't have so much money to do it or so much time. So obviously they needed to, that's their job, to kind of push everyone in the artistic department to do their best for like no money and no time. So that was more of the fight there, but the cast was very working very well together. I think they picked people who, everyone who was on the show, speaking from actors to photographs, stuff like that, was kind of very, you know, people who were used to working hard and kind of being professional, and that helped, that everyone was on the same team. Like, we want this mission to work, and we know it's tough, but we're going to do it.
Motivated. It looked like a motivated team.
Yeah.
And what about on the vampire genre? What are your favourite films?
I like some of the old stuff actually, but I also enjoy Twilight, and I also enjoyed that we did it a little differently, so there wasn't any blood or teeth and stuff like that, that we made it our own. But I do enjoy like the supernatural genre in movies and in TV series. But I'm also like, I love Harry Potter. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. Yeah.
Who isn't? And on a personal level, just talking earlier, going out with Nicholas Bentner.
Yeah.
Is he a fan of the program?
If he is,
yeah.
Well, you have to ask him, obviously. I can't speak on his behalf, but no, I know that he loves Heartless.
What about watching the sort of the sexy scenes? Does he find it hard? Does he enjoy it?
Well, actually, I think that's something I'll let him answer. I think that I can speak in general, that every person I've been with, you know, I've acted since I was, like I said, I was 12, and now I'm 27, so it's more than half my life.
Yeah.
So for me, it's, you know, it's very much a job, everything I do, and obviously the people that I'm with, you know, need to be mature enough and professional enough to accept that. So obviously he's a huge support for me. Yeah.
Excellent. And I mean, you yourself worked on various film, TV projects. What have been your highlights in your career so far, and what are you looking forward to?
Well, I think a general highlight is that I'm very, very genuinely happy that I get to do very different things, because I don't know if it's like this too here in the UK, but normally in Denmark people get very much put in boxes. Like, you've done comedy, that's your thing. You've done art movies, that's your thing. You've done TV, you can't do movies, stuff like that. And I've been a little rebellious in that point. I was like, I don't want to be limited by what other things. So I'm very happy that I've gotten to do comedy, that I've done theater, that I've done heavy drama, stuff like that. I think definitely Heartless will be one of my highlights. I'm really much in love with this project and with the character that I'm playing, but at the same time I love some of the funny stuff that I've been doing. I'm doing my first musical now in Denmark, Hairspray, which is being remade in Denmark, and I'm very much looking forward to that too. So just being able to do different things, I'm very happy about.
Any UK-based sort of projects coming up?
Not right now, but let's see. I have a UK agent here. Yeah.
Good.
So we'll see.
And what is the future for Sophie and Heartless?
Well, right now, Sophie has kind of like this challenge in, the one that she loves, Emily, and her brother, that they're kind of like on opposite sides, and she needs to figure out how to deal with that. So that's kind of her main focus, but I hope also that there's a part that Sophie needs to figure out herself now, that she's been trying to help her lover, trying to help her brother. She needs to figure out what she wants for herself.
Excellent. For somebody that hasn't watched Heartless yet, why should they?
I think that Heartless is a really great example of what we have to offer from the north. Like, so if you want a really great piece of Scandic noir, this kind of genre that we're very good at, with the visual in a very high ambition level, you get that. At the same time, you get, like I said, you get the supernatural, you get the escape from everyday life, but you still get the realism, people you can relate to and connect to, and everyday drama that you can relate to in your own life. And then just really good acting performances.
Absolutely.
Hopefully.
Well, thanks a lot for your time. It's been a pleasure. Anything else you'd like to say to Film News watchers?
No, just that I'm happy that you watched, and I'm sorry I talk so much. I try to keep it down, but I talk a lot.
No, it's been fantastic. Thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.